Welcome back let's begin the news. The police officer implicated in the shooting death of Latoya Bulgin has been charged with murder. The Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, on Monday, May 29, 2026, made a ruling that the 35-year-old constable be charged for murder. Latoya Bulgin, also known as Buju, was shot and killed in her car in Granville, St. James by the police constable on May 17. She was 45 years old. The incident was caught on camera and has sparked national and regional outrage from stakeholders who have demanded a swift investigation and justice for the woman's family. We understand 2 other officers involved in the incident could also be charged. However, the nature of those charges are not yet clear. The police officer who killed Miss Bulgin was interdicted immediately after the incident. Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith continues to reassure Jamaicans about the visit of the USS Nimitz to the island. Mrs. Johnson-Smith says the vessel is not only a warship, but is also supporting humanitarian and community outreach activities during its stay. She added that the government of Jamaica is grateful to the United States for the visit and its continued partnership and cooperation with the island.
I received a tweet on social media that said very kindly that they know I will provide logical answers to the questions. Why are they here? Did people know? And how long will they be here? And I plan to answer those questions this morning. So the vessel is in Kingston from June 1 to June 5th on a friendship and goodwill visit. And it was a great pleasure last evening to join a wide spectrum of Jamaicans, members of government, members of the opposition, public and private sectors, civil society, and academia at a reception to celebrate the visit and indeed to celebrate the strong and multi-sectoral friendship and partnership between the U.S. and Jamaica represented by this visit.
And Foreign Affairs Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith also said that 2 local institutions have opened their doors to Jamaican students affected by ongoing challenges in Cuba. The students have experienced difficulties pursuing their studies in Cuba amid the country's continued economic hardships. Speaking at Wednesday's post-cabinet press briefing, Mrs. Johnson-Smith said that the University of the West Indies, UWI-MONA, and the Caribbean School of Nursing at the University of Technology, UTech Jamaica, have agreed to accommodate eligible students seeking to continue their education in Jamaica.
Must depend on your academic qualification or what you have accomplished, what you have learned, and that is usually demonstrated in the form of transcripts. And universities also, of course, require students' ability to pay applicable fees. But pathways have been open, and we are continuing to press on behalf of affected students and to encourage creative thinking. Students who are experiencing difficulties accessing their academic records have been encouraged to reach out to the embassy to share details so that we can make inquiries as well, and so that we can seek to intervene with the relevant authorities where appropriate and, of course, where necessary.
The Foreign Affairs Minister said the Jamaican government remains prepared to airlift the students from Cuba to Jamaica on a one-way flight. She noted that the offer is still on the table.
We have advised our students of this, subject to the availability of flights and timing. We have advised them, and to date, no student has asked us for assistance with departure. We understand some of the privately funded students may have left and not notified us formally. This therefore allows for us to have a less than perfect understanding of the numbers that are present, but we continue to encourage them to let us know so that we have the best understanding of the student population present. We reiterate that students who remain in Cuba do so at their own decision, by their own decision, and we respect and empathize because we understand what they are balancing in their minds. They continue to hope that things will improve so that their studies can continue in the way that they planned.
As hotter and drier conditions loom, the Jamaica Fire Brigade is ramping up efforts to educate Jamaicans about the dangers of bushfires across the island. Speaking on Smile Jamaica today, Superintendent Emila Ibangs outlined measures residents can take to reduce the risk of fires and better protect their communities.
The Jamaica Fire Brigade is intensifying its focus on areas that are particularly vulnerable to bushfires. This comes as the Met Service of Jamaica warns of a developing El Nino phenomenon, which is expected to bring reduced rainfall and higher temperatures across Jamaica and other parts of the Caribbean. Bushfires, which are common in several sections of the island during dry periods, pose significant threats to the environment, property, and public safety. The brigade is therefore urging residents to exercise caution when burning debris and to avoid leaving behind materials that can easily ignite.
There are certain areas that over time we have noticed that they have more than others. Just off the top of my head, if you look at St. Catherine, for example, and St. Elizabeth, in the last 5 years, they have figured a whole lot. The numbers are way up there. Just thinking about when you're driving along the toll road in St. Catherine, for example, sometimes you see both sides of the toll.
Lots of smoke.
Clean gone. And one of the things with St. Elizabeth is that when it happens, it affects the entire Jamaica.
Superintendent Ibangs also addressed the enforcement of laws governing illegal burning, noting that the fire brigade continues to work closely with relevant authorities to reduce fire risks.
A part of the issue is that a lot of persons don't know that it's illegal to start these fires. So once we are going out there on any kind of education campaign, we remind persons this is illegal. So once they find out, then it's almost a little bit of a step back. Like, really? Yes, it is.
And when it comes to fires that have gone out of control, he is urging residents not to wait until the situation becomes severe before seeking help.
It is best when you call us before it gets out of control. Because once it's out of control, it's more difficult, there's more danger to life and property, and it's certainly going to cause more harm. So call us at the first sight of a fire.
Antonia Atkinson, TVJ News.
It's time for a break. Stay with us, more stories when we return. Welcome back to the Midday News. It's now time for the Business Minute.
Tourism Minister Edmund Bartlett says 20,000 hotel rooms are slated to be added to the island stock. At the same time, Mr. Bartlett hinted at a deal that will bring more visitors to the island. Meanwhile, the tourism minister says other airlines are already showing interest in filling the slot left vacant by budget airline Spirit. Last month, the airline shut down its operations, citing rising jet fuel prices due to the war in the Middle East. Minister Bartlett says he will be talking to other interested airlines shortly. Further afield, U.S. President Donald Trump signed an executive order Tuesday asking tech companies to give the government oversight of new AI models before their public release. The order asked for a voluntary 30-day review. An earlier version that sought a 90-day review was scrapped by the president. Tuesday's signing marks a major step in the Trump administration's effort to regulate artificial intelligence. It wants early access to AI models in order to access cybersecurity risk and protect infrastructure. And that's it for the Business Minute. I am Carrie Ann Simpson.
It's Wednesday, so let's see what's coming up in this evening's health report. In this evening's health report, we look at intussusception.
In the Jamaican context, our patients tend to present very late, at the point at which there is bleeding. Compare that or contrast that to a lot of the first world populations where once a kid is having bilious vomiting, that intense green vomitus with pain, they present more to the emergency room a lot earlier than we do. And remember I said the problem is that the intestine has slipped inside of another loop and has therefore caused a problem with blood getting to that intestine. And as that intestine dies, it is like to cause a bleeding from the bottom.
That's the health report in Primetime News at 7. And now for today's Healthy Living tip. Seek urgent care if sudden severe abdominal pain occurs. Watch for repeated crying with knees drawn to chest. Do not delay treatment. Early care prevents complications. And look out for vomiting or blood in stool. It's now time for the top stories from around the world.
In the region, Barbados has launched a new offshore oil and gas licensing drive, offering 19 ultra-deep-water blocks to international energy companies. Energy Minister Carrie Simmons says companies will have 3 months to submit proposals and must meet stricter climate and environmental standards, including strong methane management practices. The government says the move supports its broader energy strategy while remaining aligned with renewable energy goals. Officials say preliminary surveys suggest Barbados could have significant offshore reserves, with negotiations expected to conclude later this year before exploration can begin. And on the international scene, 3 new vaccines are being developed to tackle the rare strain of Ebola that has already killed nearly 250 people. The International AIDS Vaccine Initiative, which is working on one vaccine, said the outbreak was threatening to be the worst ever. The University of Oxford and the pharma company Moderna are also researching vaccines against the species. There are now more than 1,000 suspected cases in the DR Congo, with 9 confirmed cases in neighboring Uganda. And those were the top regional and international stories. I'm Aliyah Bryant.
Thank you, Alia. We head to a quick break. When we come back, we'll have your midday sports report.